An asset, put money in your pocket, versus liabilities, take money out of your pockets. I'm going to talk to you today as a single person, married person, lost income through divorce, married person, lost income through death. Also, as a married person, growing wealth with a spouse. Just because you're single doesn't mean you can't save money. Single is probably the best time to make money and keep it until you get married. Okay? But we'll get into that. Part 1, pay yourself first. Requires self-discipline. A lot of people struggle with that word. That D is not for a demonstration. That D is not for divide. That D is for discipline. You got to have it. And you got to be determined. And that book's by George Clausen books, The Richest Man in Babylon. Pay yourself first. Meaning that you get paid monthly, you get paid bi-weekly, you get paid weekly. Before you pay your bills, pay yourself. Now, it can be $5, $10, $15, $20. However amount you know that you have that you can put in your pockets to the side in your savings, do so every pay period. Not saying, oh, I got paid today, I'm going to buy a new outfit. Stop that. Not, oh, it's time to go to Angus Barnes. Stop that. You put that money in your savings account. You may only have one checking account, one savings account. Why not have two savings accounts, a money market, a CD? Meaning, put money to the side. Open this account. Start with $25 and just let it grow. Month by month, week by year. Because by the end of the year, I'm going to help you save at least $100 to $200 in the first year. And as it grows, that's a whole other class, what you do with that investment. But as it grows, you'll be able to do something with it. Now, generate income, your salary. Some of you work a full-time job. You don't have to stop there. Some of you have skills.
You got the key.
Some of you have talents that you can offer to do for somebody else. You can actually say, I'm really good at cooking. I'm really good at being handy around the house. I'm good at cleaning. I'm good at in computers. You can offer those skills as a service to your family members, charge them. People in your church, charge them. People at work, charge them. Why do it for free? Take that income and put it away. You have kids to feed. You have parents to feed. That money can go away for you. Rainy day, fun times. I currently work for fun. I take nothing serious. Find you a fun part-time job that you can decide to do on your own. Not because you got to go, because you want to. Wake County and Johnson County have open substitute positions. You make your own hours. You go in when you want. Me, personally, I don't like kids. I take off holidays when kids come to school. You bring your child to work, I'm off. Halloween, I'm off. But now I will be in that school system because it pays me to be there. You can volunteer, sure, but get paid for what you do, people. Wake County, Johnson County, like I said, you set your own hours. I only do half a days. I can't do a full day. But some of you can, all right? All right. Now, assets, savings, and investments. Investments is going to be another day. Savings is what you're doing now. Pay your expenses. Yes, you got to pay your taxes. Got to pay your rent. Got to pay utilities. Got to pay for food. I don't have a financial statement, but what you can do right now is, with your utilities, sure, you got to pay Duke Energy. I understand that. You got to pay that water bill. Johnson County, Wake County, sure. What you don't have to pay is Spectrum. What you don't have to pay is that other one we just got rid of. DirecTV. You don't have to pay those. You can cancel those real quick. And for those that are paying $80 to $200 a month in Spectrum and DirecTV, cancel them. And start paying yourself each month that money you was paying to them. Because they're taking it every single month. Pay yourself with it. every single month. Let that go right back to you. Now you don't get to watch the football game on Sunday. Now you can't watch the Golden Bachelor. It'll be okay. You'll be all right. YouTube have it. You can go on there. YouTube's free. Also, people, for those that have Netflix, Hulu, and all these other apps, you have close family members where if you pay for Peacock, I'll pay for Paramount. Let's switch up. Do it until they catch you. It's as easy as that. Do it until they catch you. Now you just eliminated a whole nother bill that you was paying month to month. Okay? The more you eliminate, the more it's better for you to save. People, being single, you buying a house. You buy a house on one income. You buy a house on one income. This way, if someone comes into your life and say they want to help out, sure, you can pay my utilities, but you pay your mortgage. Don't let them get you in trouble. Okay? Know where your money's going. You buy a house on one income and one income. You get married, now you have two incomes. That other income could go in the bank. That other income can be used for play. I like to call it play. You know, for your travels, for certain things, for you to build, for you to say, okay, what? We just saved $2,000. I'm going to put a money market in my son's name. I'm going to put a money market in my daughter's name. Let the interest grow. Now, that interest, you can be greedy with it. You can have the interest go into your account, or you can let the interest stay in their account and let it keep growing for them. And this way, they don't got to know what you have for them. Never let them know what you have for them. Because kids are greedy. They will come after you for something. I need something. Don't fall for that. Be mindful of law debt situations you pay and keep your expenses low. Build your assets. If you are short on funds and can't pay something, then don't pay it. Don't take out of your savings just so you can pay a bill. That bill is not going nowhere. Most companies will say, okay, you're about 2 months behind your utility bill. It's your water bill, okay? Well, you know what? They will work with you on a paper plan. They will accept that. Give yourself time. Give them time to sweat a little bit to take your money. But don't dip into your savings. That savings is meant for you. That savings is meant for something you want to do. That savings is meant for rainy days, for your cars that's leaking oil. That bitch talked earlier. You know, you gotta do those things. You gotta be very, very careful. I'm not gonna jump the gun. Okay. Transfer $1. Wells Fargo, maybe Bank of America, allows you to transfer $1 to your savings for every purchase that you make. Even though the bank is doing $1 for you, you can change that amount to however much you want. For every bill pay, for every Zelle, for every Cash App. Anytime you spend money on somebody else, something else, pay yourself. Once again, you can start off with $1, but you can always increase it. All I'm trying to tell you now is how to increase your savings by starting small. You know your finances. I don't. You know what you have expenses of. I don't. Let's get rid of some of these large debts. Some of you may only have one credit card because you're only allowed to. You can have two. And as soon as they send you something saying, oh, you qualify for 0% over a year. Nice. Let's do the credit card shuffle. Pay off one thing with this credit card, you have 0% for a whole year. Leave the other one alone. Unless you have more debt than use the other credit card when they say, oh, you also qualify for 0% interest. Take advantage of it. They may charge you $150, $195 interest up front. That's fine. It's less than the interest you're going to pay for the whole year of that debt you just had. Keep those things in mind. It's really simple to do. Okay? I already talked about, what are you worth? Me personally, having biological father, cop. I didn't come successful until I had a rich dad. Someone who told me how and what to do with my money. Someone who told me you can have better. You don't just have to have what your current circumstances is. Oh, my mom worked in corporate America. I should work in corporate America. My dad was a cop. I should be a cop. You can still be those things, but you can have money on the side. You really can. You, two books I highly recommend. It's at the bottom just in case. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That should hit every man up in here. And the other one is The Go-Giver. Now, those just help me as far as my financial, mental aspect. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. Also, understand, your first house, that's your rental property. If you can catch it on a good rate, you lived there for a couple of years, cool. Now you realize what you really want for your house. You're going to probably move. So instead of just selling that first house and saying, I don't want to do it, that could become a rental property for you guys. As long as you can make sure that whoever's going to live in it pays your mortgage. That'll work out for you perfectly. And you just have to find some people, I recommend Craigslist, who do odd jobs and ends, because something's going to go wrong with that house. You know, you got Angelus out there. You have a lot of them. Just make sure you know somebody that say, hey, you do HVAC? I might need you down the road, buddy. Hey, you do plumbing? Hey, man, we have people in this church, plumbing, HVAC, anything you need. Can I talk to you? I got this house I need a little help on. And once again, you may have to pay them, which is fine, because you have a talent that you can offer them too. And sometimes you may say, well, you know what, you don't have to pay me for this, but if you do this for me, I can do this for you at that house. Work your contacts. Use your referrals. Talk to people. You don't know where your blessings can come from until you open your mouth to find out who knows what. Joint versus separate accounts. I love to hear Mary say, well, we're married. We got to have a joint account. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you know that whippersnapper cannot handle his money, if you know that sometimes your money get low because he's out or she, Temu, Amazon, stuff just popping up, you got to make a change, people. I'm not saying you can't have a joint account. I'm just saying, Daddy got a savings account over here, money market account over there. Their name's not on that, but I have their name on their joint account. But you got to have your own accounts too, just to preserve your savings, because you don't want to come to a point where joint account, you both have credit cards to it. You're both across town putting gas in the car. And bills are not getting paid because there's no money in the account, because everybody just dipping into that account, not knowing what's going in, not knowing what's coming out. You got to be careful. We've all gone, I haven't, but we all have gone through it at some point in our lives where it happens to a lot more people than you realize. Be careful. You have to have a joint account for household bills managed by financial awareness individuals. If you and your spouse, who's ever strongest in the financial department, should run the joint account. That means that if, as a single person, I was already paying my mortgage and my utilities, now we're together in the same house, then all I need you to do is deposit funds into my account so I can continue paying my bills. I would pay my mortgage, you pay your utilities. Well, how much y'all paying utilities? Average it out. You got the whole year to go through your Duke Energy bill. What it's like, divided by 12. Boom. Add on all other bills. That's how much I need you to give me each month to go towards utilities. It's not that complicated. Yes, as a single, I'm still paying my bills. As a single, when you were single, you was paying your bills. Now that you have somebody with your partner, husband, spouse, wife, now that they're paying utilities, that money should be going into your savings. that you're not paying for utilities no more. That's not for you to say, now I can get my Mercedes. Now I can get a bigger house on the hill. No. It's for you to put that money in your savings. My wife, she wants a Mercedes. And I tell her all the time, as a man, you go right ahead, baby, as long as you can afford it. Men, wives, you do not always have to co-sign for your spouse. That'll get you in the joint credit cards, I'm against it. You do not need to have a joint credit card because somebody gets mad at somebody, charges up the wazoo, you now charge of that too. Be careful. Car loans, I want to help you with your credit. I will co-sign for you on the first car. Sure. Well, I want something else. You go right ahead. Don't get wrapped up in saying because we're together, we got to be co-signed for every single thing. No, you do not. If you can't afford it on your own, you don't need it. Just start, like I said, NFS charges. If you're going around paying your bills and you're coming up short because he used account for this, she used account for that, the bank going to charge you anywhere between $25, $30, $50, depending. And then you two are fussing. Well, I didn't know you were doing this. I didn't know you was doing that. Well, limit that conversation by not allowing it to happen. Now, after you pay that bill, that NFS charge, a penalty to yourself. Pay yourself that $25, $50 bill you just paid as NFS as a reminder what not to allow to happen again. I'm here today about savings and paying yourself. As an individual, I learned how to manage my money because I didn't have much, so you needed to. When you lose an income through a divorce, everything falls back onto you. You got to manage that situation. That means you got to limit some things. All the luxuries you shared while married, got to cut the cord. Reduce this, reduce that. Especially losing a loved one through death. There's responsibilities you got to take care of. You know, you got to make sure that the well-being of both households, families, is you got to maintain that mental stability as well as, you know, paying your bills by maintaining the one core aspect. Minimize. Don't try to overdo it. You know, don't try to just overdo it. I like the term stay in your lane. You know, you can't live a champagne lifestyle on a Burger King budget. It's very difficult. It is very difficult. You may want to look the part. That's fine. You know, Bishop said earlier, if your house messy, you're probably messy. If your car messy, you're messy. And that don't just apply to dirt and filth. It could be your finances, your mindset, your way of life. So these are things you have to make sure you understand. I said married couple can have separate savings. You can have separate money markets. You can have separate CDs. Generational wealth. Putting away from your kids. You know, I have a nephew. His biological dad, you know, passed away when he was young. So I kind of like, I feel responsible in his life. You know, so I make sure he needs something. I try to my best. I can't help him every single time. No. You know, he wanted to go to Pennsylvania for Christmas. He was like, Unc, I need $100. To go where? To Pennsylvania. I said, no, nephew, can't do it. I said no because I didn't want him to go to Pennsylvania. It's cold up there. He has to drive 9 hours just to get there. It's okay to say no. You can say no to your wife. You can say no to your husband. You can say no to your kids. You can say no to your mom. You can say no to your dad. Because sometimes they will come into your house, take an offering. It's not a loan because you're not going to get it back from your mom. You're not going to get it back from your dad. They would take from what you were going to use to pay your bills. What you were saving because you was going to get this. Sometimes you just have to say no. And you're not doing it in a mean way. You're just doing it because if they allow themselves to get in that position, why are you bailing them out? Why are you bailing them out? Never give more than you can afford to not care about. If it's going to bother you to see your mom talking about, she owe me some money, she owe me some money, you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong. If you won't talk to your brother or your sister because they owe you money and you're looking at them sideways every time Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day roll around, you're in the wrong. I just got to tell you that. I can't keep you long, people. Be very careful of lending money if you don't have it. You know, Bishop said one time in church, oh, yeah, I lent my mom some money. She said to give it to me on Friday. You right. Me? Yeah, nah. You will just have to wait till Friday. And I'll be the first one there with some cards or a flower. Hey, Mom, how things go? People, it's, and also, family members, do better with your parents. It's great and all to send them flowers, candy, but what they really love is money. Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays. Stop trying to figure out what to get them. Give them the cash. Get them a gift card. Your flowers are beautiful. They're going to die. They're going to wither. Some of y'all getting chocolates that they don't even like. You know, they wait for the grandkids to come by. Eat this. I don't know why the grandkids got me that. Just give them the money if you have it, since you was going to spend money on them anyway. Just get them the money. Let them decide what they want to do with it. I talked about it's okay to say no. Oh, I like this one. Your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. Your talents, your skills. If you make the best French toast in the world, breakfast buffets, offer people breakfast. You know, I think, Angie, do lemonade. It is good. So you spend that money to get it. That's the service he's offering. You know, I know Randy Baker, he does computers. If you're not using them by now, I'm not sure why not. Because he's affordable, and it's somebody you know, trustworthy. A skill, a service he offers. Tap into that. What's your skill? What's your talent? My man over here. Make sure you guys stay in shape for 2024. What's your skill? What's your talent? I'm not saying charge a whole bunch of money for what you can do, but don't give it away free. Come on. Some of you right now, savings account are screaming, and some of you right now don't have a savings account to talk about. But today, you just heard some tips on how one can get started and the reasons why you probably need it. Now, I got a little bit of time. After the first year, if those tips, if those tips are followed to the minimum of it, if you just follow it at the bare minimum, you can have anywhere between $500 to $1,000 in your savings account, okay? Now after that, the rule of 7. My son, when he was born, 7, I put $1,000 in IRA, $1,000 into the savings, into the world, 401ks. And the rule of 7 is every 7 years it'll double. Starts at birth. You let it grow. You don't touch it. You know, you had TD Ameritrade before they went out of business. Now they Charles Schwab, and other places. Invest your money. So he's now 8. That $1,000 I put in 7 years ago is now 2,000. When you get 14, it's supposed to double. Every 7 years, it doubles. That's just one aspect. Some of you have 401ks at your job. They say, oh, you can put up to 6% in there. Match it. Put that 6% in there. Let them match it. Free money. Don't try to figure out. If you know how the market works, that's great. They'll take care of it. You don't got to put it at the high end. You can put it at the medium. That money will grow as long as you're there. Now, you lose your job. Or you leave the company. You could just let that money sit there, sure. Take it out, roll it over. IRAs, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs. Don't say, oh, wow, I generated $50,000 to $100,000. Yeah, No, you cannot spend it because the government is coming to tax you big time. Now, if it's under $5,000, have a ball. Do what you want because the tax is not that much on it. Put some of your savings, pay off some bills, invite your mom out to dinner or your dad. Take them to dinner. 5,000 and under. At one point, that was the risk where you can do without it having too much of financial penalty. But anything over that, you need to roll it over. This way, that money can continue to grow for you over and over again. That's that down the road money, that hardship money, that in case stuff happens money. Just be very, very aware. Yes, I'm keep looking at my watch because I know time is of the essence. Let's see. Save for a rainy day. Covered that. Oh, you can have more than one job. You can have more than one business. As long as you're able to manage everything you're doing. You can have more than one fun job, people. There's a lot of part-time jobs. There's a lot of things online as far as the internet where you can do work from home stuff that don't require a lot of your time. You just got to stop being lazy and want to go after it. What do you want to put away? How much money do you want to have to say, you know what? I want to do something for my kids one day. I want to do something for my mom and dad one day. I want to do something for my church one day. It all depends on what you want to do with the money that you save. Now, you're going to go home. You can probably get the sheet. They can print it out. You can have it. Your kids would not listen to you. No matter what you try to teach them, they will not listen to you when you try to talk to them about financially saving money, anything like that. And they're going to come to you, asking you questions. How should I do this? How should I do that? If you have kids 18 and over still living with you, that's a you problem, not a me problem. They should be college, military, Job Corps, or paying you rent to stay with you. I say 18, 19, we want them to graduate high school first. Adulting is coming, people. Let them understand how free things are. But once they get that 18, 19 and graduated high school, you got to pay rent, people. Because now parents, as they paying you rent, I love these parents. You can have that money stored up and you can give it back to them if you choose to. That is great on you. That money went to my savings. Because they're going to come back for you and ask you for money again. So I'd rather manage it, giving it back to them, than giving it straight to them so they can go blow it. Just my opinion. Once again, I'm only trying to tell you what I do that help me maintain my life through situations that I have gone through. And I'm going to leave off with that. This way I have enough time to let them move around, but that's the thing. Remember, say no, very important. How much are you worth? Every single pay period. Put something in your savings for you. If we have a fast starting next month, some of you might need to say, Amazon and Temu may be again in my fast. I may not need to be shopping for that couple of days in January. Now, Here we go. If packages are still coming to the door, sure, it was on back order. I understand. I understand. But is it all on back order? Be very, very careful. Limit your shopping for the next month. See how much money you can also save. Because some of the things you're buying right now, you don't really need. All right. Jimmy, I'm done. Thank you, guys.
I just have some information I just want to share with everybody. Most people are thinking about retiring. Pretty much of us is in here is probably close to retiring. And he was talking about saving money for your children. Most companies give out annuity if you at a job want to get annuity. And if you die, you know your spouse get the joint survivor if you die. But what if he died and you still got all that money still left at the company that doesn't go to your kids? So the best thing to do, instead of taking an annuity, take that money and roll it to an IRA account, right? So you can get as much money out of that, your retirement in an IRA account that you will need to survive. And then if you die, your husband can dip in the bucket as well. And also, if he died, your children can continue to get that money. So I just want to let you know about that. That's very important. So these companies want you to take an annuity, but once you and your spouse die, that money stays in their organization. But you want that money to continue on until it's used up. So I just want to bring that up.
And also, if a loved one dies and they still have money at the company, if you withdraw it, put it towards your mortgage as well. Pay it off. That's one thing as far as the tax break. If you're putting that money towards your mortgage, they won't charge you as much as far as you just taking it out and spending it on anything else. So you have a couple options. You know your situation. Any other questions? Sorry. Any comments, concerns? Thank you. So kind. All right. Thank you, guys.